One of the toughest emotions people have experienced during this pandemic is feeling lonely.
So what is the best way to cope and to feel more connected? Lisa Lichtenstein is a licensed marriage and family therapist, and she's our personal therapist. And she is joining us now with some great advice. And thank you so much for joining us. This has been such a stressful and emotional time for everybody. And we know that loneliness can affect everyone. Can you talk about the difference between being alone and being lonely? And what are some tips on coping?
Yes. So loneliness is very natural for all of us, regardless of our marital status. Um, and being alone is more of a sense of being with yourself, almost feeling a self companionship. And we go through different ebbs and flows of these emotions throughout our lifetime. If you're lonely, which is much more common these days with COVID, with social distancing and isolation and a lot of the limitations that we have, do your best to see, raise your probability of social contact. For those that like to use computers or phones and internet, there's a lot of different groups you can join. There's different types of meetup groups, even virtually. You can also reach out to people. Also, those of us that may think that someone might need companionship, you can reach out to them and know that these feelings are going to come and go. Again, emotions are really like energy. They're part of our makeup and being human, and they really come and go. A lot of the times when we're feeling an uncomfortable emotion, it really feels like it will last forever, but it doesn't. So also know that this too will pass.
Yeah, one of those uncomfortable emotions, fear. There's been a lot of fear, uncertainty from COVID. There's been the social unrest we've seen, economic hardship. Do you recommend that we just face these fears, or is it better just to keep busy and then think maybe it'll pass?
Yeah, I mean, I think I recommend both. Definitely we have to face our fears because, again, emotions, if we don't face them, they get worse. A great example is when people don't face emotions or conflicts inside, they can start even forming an addiction, an addictive lifestyle, which is a pattern of avoidance. So definitely face fears. Ask yourself, what am I afraid of? You can write it down. You can talk about it. If you cannot get through it on your own, it feels too large or overwhelming, there's a lot of great help out there from licensed therapists. Some are working for free these days, low-cost clinics virtually. And again, know that these emotions will come and they'll go. Talking about it also is really helpful, journaling, and just facing it. And then once you've faced it, it's also healthy to move on to different tasks because life is so much in terms of what we need as human beings to thrive, including attending to emotions, attending to relationships, hobbies, self-care.
Okay. Dr. Lichtenstein, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We
My pleasure.
appreciate
Thank you.
the input.
Yeah,
Have a
have a
great
great
day.
weekend.
Always.